Frankfort Wildcats coaches corner a service of Blue Valley Technology, Wanklin Oil, M&R Auto Parts, Bat Tire, and the First National Bank in Frankfort.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
3, 2, 1.
Did the new year bring new devices in your home? You might want to increase your internet speed. If you up your speed this month, you get a $20.23 bill credit for 3 months to kick off 2023. New Blue Valley Internet customers also get a $20.23 bill credit for 3 months. Visit bluevalley.net/2023.
Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's a standard at First National Bank, Frankfort.
I love my community bank because I received personal service after hours. When I was in a bind at a store, I made a quick phone call and they helped me resolve the problem. They were there for me when I really needed it. At First National Bank, they're not just my banker. They're my neighbor, friend, and an active part of my community.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank, Frankfort, proud to be a community bank. Member FDIC.
Joined now by Ben Steinlage, head coach of the Frankfort boys teams. Coach, it's hard to believe 2 weeks left of the season for this final stretch. Been asking, how's everyone's health late in the season?
Not too bad. We're kind of trying to fight some colds and things like that here over the last week or so. But knock on wood, I guess kind of physically in terms of ankles and things like that, we've kind of rebounded for the most part. We got a few guys dinged up, but we've been pretty lucky in the kind of sickness aspect of it. So hopefully it stays that way for the home stretch.
You've kind of hit a rough patch here against some good teams, and you talked about physically being okay, but mentally, how have the boys, handled this stretch of ball?
They seem to be all right. I thought Tuesday night we played with a little more energy and juice than maybe we had been over the previous couple, which kind of shows the resiliency of our kids. I thought we were pretty decent at practice yesterday, and we'll see what we're like here in a couple hours this afternoon. But for the most part, they seem to be fairly upbeat, and they seem to be willing to compete here and attack each day the right way.
Well, and you mentioned that word right there, compete. I talked to a bunch of coaches this week, and the level of competition, TVL, is high as ever. How have the boys, handled being able to hopefully learn from some of these other teams in the league you face?
Yeah, we're so young. It's I'm sure it's been a little bit of an eye-opening experience for our kids, and hopefully one, like kind of you said, they learn from and take from it. You gotta in this league. There's literally no off nights. You've got to be ready to go, and that starts in preparation. Leading up to then, you can't just flip a switch. Hopefully, we're learning how we got to compete and prepare on a day-to-day basis.
Now, real quick, I want to talk about that Axtell game on Tuesday. Two teams that, you both like to get up the floor and run in transition. Obviously, it was a loss for you guys, but what do you take away from that contest?
Yeah, I thought we did a little better job this time than the first time we played them in the league tournament of, kind of maybe stopping them in transition. They still have their fair share of bust outs, and they're good at that. They've got a handful of guys that can grab a rebound and get out and go, and they're fast and athletic. But thought we were a little better in that department. Things we kind of talked about before. We had a good first half for the most part. The last 3 or 4 minutes of the second quarter weren't great, but kind of came out in the third quarter, and whether we weren't mentally locked in and ready to go or whatever, or kind of melted under pressure again, and game got out of hand, and then we competed again in kind of the fourth quarter, and it was close in terms of points scored by both squads. But I thought we competed hard. I thought we tried to be a little more physical. We tried to do things the right way. We just got to avoid these slumps we fall into, it seems like, in the second half.
Now looking forward to this Troy game on Friday night. Doesn't get any easier, an away game up there. What's the key to this one to get a victory?
We got to be real good in our attention to detail and closeouts. They got a group of guys that can shoot the ball really well, which is something we've kind of seen lately, between Blue Valley and Axtell, Clyde. They got a handful of guys that can shoot, not just one guy. So, ability to close out the right way, under control. Not only can they shoot the ball well, they can take it off the bounce. Going to see some pressure in the full court, which we did an okay job of handling on Tuesday. So things like that, and like I said, trying to avoid that slump we seem to fall into over 4 or 8 minute stretches.
Well, like you said, it's kind of slowing down into the season. A few more chances to figure out, like you said, to get out of those slumps. Hopefully you can this Friday. Ben, that's all I've got for you. Once again, joined by Ben Steinlage, head coach of the Frankfort boys team. Appreciate your time as always, Coach, and look forward to chatting with you one more time before the season ends.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Bat Tire in Frankfort is the place to go for tires in Frankfort. Why drive anywhere else? Offering a full range of tires, including Kelly tires and Hankook tires. Get the very best in tire technology for superior handling and longevity. Bat Tire will keep you on the road and headed to where you need to be. Replacements or repairs, they'll get you rolling again. Bat Tire in Frankfort, a proud supporter of the Frankfort Wildcats. Good luck.
You've reached Billy Bob's Propane. Nobody can take your call now, but somebody will get back to you sometime.
Yeah, this is Frank Jones, and I'm switching propane companies. Why? Wanklin Oil has more to offer, and to be honest, better prices. They also gave me options that fit my budget, and in case you don't remember, I called last week because I was nearly out of propane. You never called me back. I'm now out of propane.
Switching propane dealers is no big deal. Call Wanklin Oil at 1-800-794-2019. Wanklin Oil, we've had the energy since 1926.
Frankfort Wildcats Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, Wanklin Oil, M&R Auto Parts, Bat Tire, and the First National Bank in Frankfort.